Deadman Radio. Radio.
It's like sex for my ears.
Peeps and creeps, you're listening to Deadman Radio on KISW, keeping it spooky in the Pacific Northwest. Normally I have two hosts with me, but they were too lazy bums to wake up today and experience the awesome experience of hanging out with Marieke from Lords of Acid. But I have Lindsey Ferrari with me as a co-host today. What's up, Lindsey?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And we are honored to have Marieke of Lords of Acid. How are you doing, Marieke?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. That's amazing.
Marieke, excuse me.
European names.
No, I love it. And we got you all the way from where?
From Belgium. Like, it's
Belgium.
5 p.m. in the afternoon, or 5:20. So, yeah.
That is awesome. Wow. Yeah, I know it was worth it. Totally waking up and having you on here. I've been a big Lords of Acid fan for a long time, and it's under my impression that you've been on here for with them for several years now.
I've been singing for the band the past, I think, 2.5, 3 years since I joined the band. Yeah, and I did the last record with them, Pretty in Kink.
Pretty in Kink, we were just talking about that.
Yeah,
We were.
and yeah, that was such a blast to do. And then we went on tour last year, the Pretty in Kink fall tour. And actually, we were about to tour, yeah, when Corona happened, like beginning of March. And but we had to return home. Like, everything was canceled a day before the first gig in LA. It was a bummer, but hey, what everyone is in the same boat. You just gotta keep going, and unfortunately, but it's postponed, not canceled. Like,
Yeah.
it's postponed. It will happen one day.
Exactly. And are you guys currently able to do anything right now together, or are you guys taking a break?
Well, me personally, I'm not, like, Lords of Acid isn't active at this point. I know Praga, like the big boss Praga Khan, is doing acoustic sessions for his own personal projects and stuff, but Lords has nothing coming up right now. So yeah, waiting.
That's amazing. Are you guys all from the same area? Do you guys travel to meet up?
Well, actually, me and Praga, we live like, I think like 1.5 hour drive here in Belgium, and the other musicians that we work with at this point are California based. So, yeah, it's a little bit of an international group at this point.
I love that. And the genre seems to kind of have that kind of a thing going on. Like KMFDM kind of did that too. They would have members all over the place and all that. And
yeah, why not?
Yeah, you know what's cool though is it just shows a lot of passion and dedication for like what you guys do though. So you still make it work, and
absolutely.
I love that.
And one of the main reasons is that Lords of Acid is absolutely a thing in the States, but if you come to Europe and talk to Belgian people about Lords of Acid, there are barely any people who know that.
Really?
Wow.
It really started to live an own life.
Weird.
I don't know, when they started, like in 1992, whatever. They all of a sudden, it was a little project of Maurice of Praga Khan, and it was just a side project. He really didn't think that it would have been that big or became that big. But all of a sudden he noticed that sales were going really well in America.
Interesting.
And he was surprised. And actually, yeah, here in Belgium and in Europe, it's not really a thing.
That's so weird
it is
because
in America, so that's why we work with Americans. And yeah.
I first learned out about you guys because my dad owns like all the albums. So like,
cool.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
And then
Yeah.
I saw a while back. Obviously, it was a bit ago. I saw Lords of Acid with Angel Spit, and I was like, oh, so great. But you weren't in there, so now I need to make sure I go and see you live because I've heard you sing. And Lindsey and I were talking about how you're probably one of the best singers yet in the band, so they really supported with you.
Oh,
Absolutely.
thank you. That's
Marieke is
so sweet.
amazing.
Oh my god.
No, absolutely. Marieke has the best voice and stage charisma and everything. She totally dominates a crowd. I mean, one of my favorite shows that I've ever seen. Yeah.
That's awesome. Awesome. And
Wow,
are you
thank you. That's so nice to hear. That's so sweet.
are you a model too, or do you just do cool model stuff sometimes? Because I've seen you make some really awesome photos with all kinds of really cool stuff.
Well, I'm just, I don't know. I really enjoy modeling. I wouldn't say that I'm really like am a model, but I just enjoy fashion, trying different looks, just different styles. Like I love to work with wigs and cosplaying and stuff. So it just happened, and people just wanted to shoot with me, and then I'm not really into modeling. I don't get paid for it, but I just enjoy it and enjoy experimenting with my looks, which comes in handy for my stage characters. Yes.
Yeah, you got some cool looks going on.
Yeah, definitely.
You're very fashionable. That's pretty obvious. And I think that's so crazy that a lot of people don't know as much about you guys over where you're at than over here in America, because you guys are everywhere over here. So let's start from the very beginning, Marieke. When did you start getting into music? When did music start for Marieke?
Actually, I started playing. I started doing ballet, and actually, from there on, my love for music and performing grew when I was 5 or 6 years old. Obviously, I'm not a ballerina. I turned out too big and whatever, but I love dancing. I love performing. And then I just went to music school since I was 8. I studied piano for 9 years, and around 15, 16, I just realized and discovered that I love to sing and that people like my voice. And I remember seeing a girl on television on one of these programs, like something like The Voice-ish, but for people who do musical theater. And I saw this girl doing a combination of performing, singing, dancing, being a character on stage, like a really strong woman. And I remember, like, who is that? What is she doing? Where did she study? And I just decided that I wanted to be like her. And I looked up where she studied, and I went to that music school.
Oh my God.
And so, I was actually planning on being a musical theater chick and doing musicals and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
I was drawn into my dark side because I always was like an emo goth kid, and I really loved metal and stuff. But it's actually really like rock and metal and like stuff like Lords of Acid. It's very theatrical, so combination of just performing and singing is what always fascinated me. So
I love it. And you can tell that you're very theatrical. I love theatrical a lot. Like some of my favorite bands, like Rob Zombie, Alice Cooper.
Yes,
totally.
They're also theatrical. I'm very theatrical on stage. I just love it. So
yes, you are.
I always enjoy. You put half and half. I always say it's like, half a show, half the music. I mean, the music's predominant, but like, it should definitely
creating a little vibe, a space, something to look at. I don't know, just it makes it way more interesting for me, and also way more fun, because just singing on stage would be boring for me personally. I just want to like live this character and go through something and do something with my audience and leave an impression. So
yes. Absolutely.
You definitely left an impression with me, because talking about your shows.
I impressed Lindsey Ferrari. I impressed her. Yes.
How did you two meet? Because that was kind of the cool way that Lindsey was going to be our co-host, because you guys know each other.
So their touring guitarist is Sin from Ministry, who's been my friend for about
so that's
3 years.
So that he also plays.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's rad.
Yeah. I met him through Ministry, and then he invited me to come hang out with them at their show in Portland, and then I crashed the tour bus from Portland up to Seattle, and then I met Marieke and fell in love with her, and and now we're friends.
Well, the story goes, I was apparently offering food after the on the tour bus. I was, let's say, pretty shit-faced, and I just wanted to feed people. And she was so nice to say, I'll have some toast or whatever, and I just made her toast with cheese and mayonnaise.
That's the best.
Something super random.
So I like to say you're the butter to my toast.
Yes, exactly. That's better love story than Twilight.
Yes.
So you were kind of taking care of her. So so every band's got what me and I can't remember what I was talking this about, but every band's got like a mom figure, even if it's guys. Are you the mom figure? You take care of your bandmates, or is that someone else?
I take care of my groupies.
You do?
No.
That's so awesome.
I think it's safe to say that we had one of our roadies, Davier, who was a really, really sweet, nice guy.
Love
and
him.
the voice of reason in our band was probably Galen, the drummer, Galen. And of course our tour manager, Dink. I was a little bit all over the place, I must say, like for 31 shows. We did like at some point, I don't know, 14 shows in a row. And that's a lot, and I just needed someone to take care of me at some point. But it was so much fun. It was rough, and it was a bumpy ride, but it was fun.
I love that. So how did you get the opportunity to sing for Lords of Acid?
Oh, super random. I'm like, I have told the stories. Oh my god, it's such a crazy story. It's not crazy, but through Facebook. I never open my Facebook request messages because most of the time it's just advertisements, spam, perverts, whatever.
In that order.
And for some reason, now I checked these messages and I saw a message like from a day before from one of the managers from Lords of Acid, like a whole story about that they were looking for someone to do a Belgian girl because the recordings of the new album were in Belgium, to do vocals for their new record and to tour eventually. And at first I was like, is this a joke? Is this real? I'm gonna check this. And it turned out to be very real. And I just went to audition and we did some studio work, and then from there on it happened. But yeah, I could have never read these messages. Like, I don't know, it's sometimes, I don't know why I even click those Facebook request messages because it's something that I never ever do. I think it was meant to be. Sometimes
it was fate.
It's just the universe. Yes.
Well, I'm glad I reached out to you then on Facebook because you actually got a hold of me.
Yes.
On there. And
of course. I'm so
and
happy.
I added you just because I was like, oh, she looks really rad. And like I haven't even I didn't even realize that you were Marieke from Lords of Acid. And then I heard Lindsey talking about you, and I was like, oh my god, like I just added her on Facebook. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you were just so open, to anybody, so I just thought that was really cool. And I think the best musicians out there that are successful are the ones that take the time to talk and hang out with everybody. So
totally.
Yes, of course, why not? It's really part of, I think, it's part of your job, I think. And it's just something that I personally really enjoy, just stay in contact with fans and people all over the world and just make new friends, new contacts. It's always good. We can both benefit from this.
Totally.
I love like communicating with people all over the world. Why not?
I love that so much.
I love it.
And the first time I got to really experience that was I was filming a TV show where Soulfly was in it, and we were on Max Cavalera's bus, and his wife is their manager. And she said that they take the time, I think 2 hours every day, sit down and just like write back to people and fan mail and stuff like that.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
awesome.
And when I heard that from like that, I was like, wow, man, that's so cool. Like, I wish everyone was like that. I know there's a lot of people hitting you guys up, but it's still cool that people take the time to do that.
At this point, I'm like, this is very important to me, and I just want to put myself out there.
Yeah.
And I made so many new friends. Just, I don't know, stay humble, stay open.
Yeah.
And we're all in this together. So
Totally. Yeah.
I love that. So since you've been with Lords of Acid for several years now, do you get the inside scoop of like where the name came from and like?
Well, I don't know the exact story, and I don't know if I should tell, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Oh, right.
I mean, it's all about like.
Perfect.
Our band leader, Praga Khan, Maurice, he had I think he probably told us in interviews before, so it's fine. He had an awful LSD trip when he was 17. It was the one and only time he took drugs or psychedelics.
Oh no.
And it was awful, but also like it opened his mind to a lot of crazy shit.
Yeah.
And a lot of inspiration for a lot of songs, lyrics, whatever. It was so intense. He never wanted to do it again. But I kind of think that it's like derived from that experience.
Lords of
Sure.
Acid.
I'm not sure. I've heard him tell this story several times, and I think it made such an impact that,
For sure.
yeah, it probably has to do something with that.
I have a feeling.
It's a great name.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, I love that. It's such a cool name. I tried doing psychedelics a few times, and every time I would just have the worst experience. Because the first time I ever smoked pot, I was laced. Yeah, I was freaking out so bad. And then I tried. I didn't realize this, but there's actual therapists out there. They're called psychedelics therapists.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's an actual like certified thing, but he made me a tea, and that shit fucked me up. You know, so it's just
I've
like
heard that before from people doing psychedelic tea. It's heavy. It's
Yeah.
no.
intense.
I freaked out so bad. So the guy was like, "You should never do this ever again." Yeah, and then I tried shrooms, and then again. So I just found out I can't do it, and I hate it because I hear about people that have these amazing,
Yes.
transcending experiences.
Yeah.
You know, and
That's
like
true. That's true. It can like go both ways, or it is really good and healing
Yeah, I
and
wanna do it so
eye-opening, or it is really, really bad. There's like almost no in between for that. Like, oh no, it was okay. No, it's like either really good or really bad. So
it was either life changing
Yeah.
or life changing.
yeah, life changing in a bad way, but okay.
yeah, and so 3 times I tried it, and I just couldn't do it, and I was like, all right, I
It's
guess
not
I'm
for
not.
everybody, I guess.
Oh man, but am I allowed to ask if you ever have?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
I experimented with some with truffles, shrooms, LSD, pot, and DMT. So and I
nice.
I love you.
both really good experiences
Rock and roll.
and also like pretty bad experiences or really
Yeah.
weird. Like I felt raped afterwards. Like really weird stuff happening
Psychologically.
But yeah, I also had like mind-blowing experiences. So yeah, either really bad or really good. So
Okay, so you had some good moments. That's good. Was it pretty opening, like when you did it? Or did you feel pretty like
Well,
awakened? Woke?
yes, especially when I did DMT a couple of times, and I remember the next few days, and I felt healed and reborn and really aware of the universe and of
Yeah, wonderful.
different dimensions. And I was really convinced that, and I still am, that there is some energy out there that is, because I saw
Totally.
things that
Oh, yeah.
I could never imagine sober, you know, like colors and,
Yeah.
and creatures and things that I thought, where the fuck does this come from? There must be something out there. Like, I saw goddesses on planets and colors and
Whoa.
the weirdest shit. Like, I
Dude,
could
that's so
never
cool.
imagine it. Like, crazy.
That's amazing. And you seem very down to earth too, like a very down to earth, grounded person. So that's definitely noticeable in like how you carry yourself and how you talk and stuff.
Absolutely.
I try to be.
Yeah, I certainly think you are.
So, where are you at in the creative process of Lords of Acid? Do you get to write the lyrics? Do you get to help write the concepts?
When I'm talking for like the last album that we did, I must say that pretty much everything was ready. The music was there. Praga sang the guides. He also had the lyrics. When it comes to creative input, I just tried different sounds and colors and different ways of singing it in the studio until they were like, oh, this is the right thing, and or I changed some melodies here and there. But I gotta say that basically the record was already kind of finished when I came in. So yeah, I tried to make it my own, tried to put my Marieke stamp on it when it comes to sounds and way of singing it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's where I come in.
I love it. Tell me about Pretty in Kink. What's the? I mean, I feel like it's kind of self-explanatory. But
the producer Adam Kukin and Maurice Praga had this vision, like almost every song on the album had to be stripper, pole dancer approved, like should have like this vibe of a little biker bar with some like sketchy stuff going on and like this really dark stripper pole vibe.
Love
and that was That was like basically the thing of the album, and also like diversity of songs, like different styles from dubstep to like a little bit punk,
Nice.
industrial, everything is there. So I think they just, when they wrote the album, they just wanted to have some fun and just don't limit themselves to one genre or one thing. But one thing had to be the same. It had to be stripper pole approved. Like,
yes, totally.
Yeah. So.
I love that.
Yeah, me too. I love Break Me. I mean, that's probably,
Yeah,
I mean, your
that
voice
song.
on that one, I mean, is just absolutely killer. Like, I listen to it all the time when I'm running or at home or pretending to be on a stripper pole, you know what I mean?
Yes,
Killer.
yes.
What's your favorite
And also
album?
to perform it live, it's a lot of
Yeah.
it. It's so steamy and I get
Yes.
to like really shred my vocal cords
Yeah.
and fucking rock. I
So
love it.
great.
Yes.
So good. Yeah.
Good.
What would you say is your favorite song off the album?
Probably Break Me, I
Okay.
guess, and also I really love Flow Juice
Yes.
because it's so
That's so
I
good.
don't know. It's I don't know. It's so girly
Yeah.
and empowering.
Yeah. I love that one.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
It's such a cool song. I wish we did it live, or it would be perfect to do like a little video on it or something.
Yeah.
We're working on that. I'm like
I wanna
trying to
do it.
convince them to do this.
Yeah, you should do a video.
Yeah, let me do one of your videos. It's free. I'll do it for free. Just come over here.
Tigger's a great
Oh,
videographer.
Dude, yeah. If I could do a
That's
Lords of
interesting.
Acid video, I could die happy.
oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm so totally down for this.
Oh my gosh.
When you guys are over here, seriously, let me know because I have a whole crew.
Yes.
And
absolutely. 100%.
Can't wait to get you back over here.
dude, it'd be great.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Mrs. Rona, please stop.
Right.
I know.
No.
Just let it go.
We're so
Where's
over
the
it.
vaccine?
Yeah. Yeah. Is it true that we actually aren't allowed to go over there in America? Are we? Is that true? Because I wanted to go.
remember.
I wanted to go tour over there really bad, and someone told me that we couldn't, and I was like, what? I'm not sure if that's true. I gotta look into that because I was always told that Europe is like the best place for like industrial rock and
Well, yeah.
you know.
Well, it depends on which countries. I think Belgium is not one of them because the scene is non-existent or died
Okay, fair.
years ago. But when you go to Germany and Austria, probably, and I also think like Norway, Sweden has more of like an goth scene, industrial scene. But I gotta say, Belgium is pretty dead. We don't even have like gothic rock and roll shops anymore. Like I think the last one closed a couple of months ago due to Corona, and so if
man.
you want to like buy some cool band shirts or whatever kind of like alternative style, you just have to order it online because Belgium is dead.
Ah.
No industrial parties, barely any
just
goth
lots of
bands
waffles.
playing.
And
Tons of waffles
Waffles,
Oh
yes,
my God.
and chocolate.
and chocolate. Yeah, Belgian chocolate.
Chocolate and beer.
Nothing but waffles and chocolate.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm really excited to get some more Lords of Acid action over here
Yeah,
then when this goes
definitely.
around, when this all goes away. So tell me, do you have a really awesome experience that you can't ever like forget about being in Lords of Acid? Like what is a good show? You know, somebody you got to play with.
Yeah, for me personally, it was just the whole fall tour because it was my first overseas tour, my first time like on a real tour bus. I did van tours in Europe, but it's not the same, you know, like, so that whole experience, and just, I gotta say, every city in America was different, and I met crazy people every day, and just the people that I met every day, and I don't know, people joining me on stage, or doing pony play and shit. Like every day I was it can't get any crazier than yesterday. And then all of a sudden I'm in New Orleans in a absinthe vampire bar.
Oh man, yeah.
Like, I don't know, I don't know, as a European like girl from like a very small village countryside, it was such an experience. I thought I was in a movie the whole fucking time. So yeah, I love America and I miss it deeply.
We
dearly.
miss you.
Yeah,
I want you back here.
Like the whole American experience was for me insane, and I was like, oh my god, I want to move here. Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm glad it's still likable from the outside.
Absolutely.
good.
Because I know a lot of people don't, and a lot of Europeans bash and hate on America, but I don't get it because the people are wonderful. I mean, you have douchebags everywhere, you know.
Yeah.
But like every single person that I met on tour, Americans were so sweet and nice and supportive
Oh,
and
wow.
genuine and crazy. So, and I love the country. I love nature. I don't know. I love the fact that the sky is the limit, and
Yeah.
something that we don't have in Belgium. Everyone is very to their own
Oh.
and very boring and very gray. And I just love how colorful and crazy Americans are. So
Yeah.
you guys
That's
rock.
definitely quite accurate.
Yeah, definitely.
Colorful and crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
so are you. You're colorful and crazy too. You fit right in.
It's
Yeah.
like coming home for me. I felt
Yeah.
like I was born in the wrong continent because I
Aw.
feel way more at home, feel way more myself talking to Americans than I here in Belgium, like the weirdo, you know. I don't fucking mind. I don't care. But yeah, America felt like coming home, and that was
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you just need to move over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I keep saying.
Get my green card.
Yeah.
We're gonna get married
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah,
It's
that's
gonna be
right.
the marriage.
We are.
Hey, and you know what? I am a reverend, so
Maybe I'll
The
marry you.
Ferrari Bressler's wedding is gonna be the
Yeah.
rock and roll wedding of
Oh,
the year
man.
2021.
It is. It's gonna be amazing.
yes.
Yeah.
I do Marriage for Misfits is what I call it.
Uh-huh.
I haven't done it in a
I
hot minute.
love
but
it.
Yeah.
That sounds kind of
Yeah,
perfect
so
for
you know,
us.
when you're ready.
Yeah, it's summer of 21.
Oh, yep.
So tell me about a crazy story that you're comfortable with telling on live.
Well, okay.
I feel like
Let me
Lords of
think,
Acid's got
because I
some
need
crazy
to filter
stories.
some stories out that probably are not.
Right, that's what I'm saying. One that you're comfortable with.
One that I'm comfortable with telling. Oh,
She's like,
God.
none of them. None of them.
Filter,
It's
filter,
either
filter.
really boring or really not appropriate.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That's always a 50-50 question when I ask
Oh no
people.
no! I have a story.
Okay.
Last year we had the Medicine Man coming to the show. I'm not gonna say any names, but he's called the Medicine Man, and he's apparently there for every time Lords of Acid tours, and he brings goodies and whatever. But he also does hypnosis.
Ooh, cool.
And he's a really good like therapist. He does hypnosis, and I think it was in Baltimore. That's all I'm going to say about this person. It was in Baltimore. And he hypnotized me literally in the back lounge just before the show.
Oh,
And
Oh my gosh.
I
Fun.
was sober, like, I don't know, like maybe a little bit tipsy, but I was so in it. And I literally saw myself out there in the cosmos and the universe.
Whoa.
And at all of a sudden, he got to my emotions, and he got right. It was a healing hypnosis, and he took like all my insecurities after that session. I saw myself as a child in a yellow dress,
Whoa.
like walking and dancing around in my heart. And now, every time I press my thumb and my index finger together, I see that yellow dress, and I feel like a child again. If I really
Wow.
focus. It's
Whoa.
really, truly
This guy-
a
Wild.
healing, insane experience.
This is
And I had to cry so much, and I just did my stage makeup. And
Oh my gosh.
and this guy, oh man, I really need to stop, make rock stars cry before they have to do everything. I was like, dude.
Oh
But
my
it was
gosh.
a great show, and I remember being so tired and so probably hungover and shit. But I felt energized and really good afterwards. So,
Cool.
and yeah, still, if I close my eyes and press my fingers together, I still have that experience of the little girl in the yellow dress.
That's
That's
wild.
insane.
Pretty crazy.
That's crazy. Is this guy a hypnotist or like an alien?
Yeah, he's a hypnotist and also like alternative doctor, whatever. He does. He's a really good guy, and
What?
I'm
That's
planning
crazy.
on doing a session with him again, like to refresh
Wow.
everything that he did. And he works with rock stars and celebrities, so yeah, I can give the info.
That's crazy.
Dang, that's
wild.
But I'm not
cool.
gonna say names on radio because I'm not sure if he's like
Sure.
would like to be
Yeah,
out
yeah.
there publicly.
No, it's okay. I feel like you should be if you have that kind of skill. Like,
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
that's insane. I got hypnotized once, and like it was like I was in high school and they had someone visit, and he made me truly convinced I was like a T-Rex.
No way!
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
That's
And
awesome.
I was acting it out, and
It
somehow it
really
made you want to do it, you know. And I was just like, "Rah."
Oh, like the little
Yeah,
arms?
yeah.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then I kind of like came to it, and I was like, what am I doing?
Oh my god, what am I doing? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I've went and seen a hypnotist that didn't do anything to me at all. I was just like boring, like trying to like calm me down and stuff. So like
that's
some
funny.
people have a weird way of like
Yeah.
getting you to talk, and then some of them don't. Some
That's
of them
so
don't.
funny.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to have an open mind though. If you're like really resist to it, like probably it won't work. But if you're like really open your mind and yeah, then probably works. Because I was not
Makes sense.
really like I don't know. I was not unconscious or whatever. Like I was still aware of the room and of his voice and stuff. Like I wasn't completely gone, but I just had visions and stuff. Like yeah, it was really weird. But I would recommend.
No, that's way
Totally.
cool. So, Lindsay, you've been to a Lords of Acid show
I
with
certainly
Marieke.
have. Yeah.
Tell the listeners out there the experience. Like it's pretty,
Oh, man.
pretty awesome.
It's
Like
so,
I've seen Lords of Acid, but I have not seen with Marieke yet, and I have to. So, tell us about that.
so awesome. I mean, her, in particular, with the killer voice and, the attitude and the theatrics and the whole band is just absolutely amazing. So colorful and wild. And they have so much audience interaction. Like, Marieke will often bring up a girl to be her slave, which is
Oh,
amazing. And then,
nice.
Happens.
and they also
Pussy
pull...
girl.
Yeah, and then they also, pull up a bunch of audience members to dance on stage with them too.
Oh, see,
which
that's
is-
the best. I love
It's
doing
absolutely
that.
amazing. Yeah, so
I think that's so cool. I love
Yeah.
crowd interaction.
yeah, like everybody's involved. It's like a big group party, big group experience. I mean, you just, it's like rock family kind of,
I consider it more as a like I don't know, almost like this rave, like
Yeah.
we're a party, like we're in this together, and
Yes.
just me performing and people just watching. No, it's like a lot of interaction.
Yeah.
I almost some songs I always felt like it was some kind of ritual almost, and I was like
Yeah.
a high priestess. Like out comes
Totally.
the show.
Ooh, I like that.
This is I'm like incantation-ish. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of interaction. Love that.
So good.
Glad you noticed.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh no, that's great.
You experienced it.
Yeah.
We used to, my old bass player, we would actually bring women up to spank his butt with a leather belt.
Amazing.
And,
yeah.
and whoever would spank him the hardest would get one of our albums.
Oh, I love that. That's
yes.
so sweet.
Yeah, and he would judge. He'd be like, ow, ow, And then finally,
Oh my
yeah,
God, that's
that was
amazing.
great. We had so much fun doing that.
I feel like, yeah. That's
And it's not, it's like, for, I feel like people like us, it's very mild, but for like people that go to shows not that often, it's very taboo still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
On a more private, because you can't be like the white amphitheater doing that because people can't even see it. But like if you're in a a smaller venue, that just
Yeah.
gets people going.
It's something that I won't easily forget. It's a total different experience than just watching a show. It's being part of it.
absolutely.
Yeah, and people love that. Like when
Oh,
they go
yeah.
home, I've heard people talk. I've been that way. I've been to a show and left and went like, oh my god, that was so amazing.
Yeah.
Like, we were involved, and when
Yeah, absolutely.
and that's how it's supposed to be, in my opinion. Like when the singer reaches
Me
down
too.
to grab you up on stage and
Yep.
you crowd surf.
Yep.
Oh, Yeah.
That's great.
brownie points.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's exciting. I can't wait to see you guys live.
Yeah.
Again, because it's been too long for me.
Yeah.
Probably next year. Let's pray.
Me,
Yeah, I think we will.
Fingers crossed.
I will once all the political crap's out of the way.
Yeah, totally.
But I won't get into
Yeah.
that.
Also.
Yeah.
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 Excellent. Well, Lindsay,
Okay.
do you have any more questions?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. What are you most excited for in the future?
Yeah, that's a great question.
I'm excited because I'm developing some new vocal techniques as well, and I'm getting
Ooh.
really
Yeah.
back into shape. So I'm really excited to try some new stuff with my voice on stage, and I think everybody will be kind of like surprised what's going on. Working on some screams and growls and grunting and like some more brutal stuff, and yeah, I don't know. I would love to incorporate that and just build out the character of the Acid Queen more.
Acid Queen.
evolve,
Oh, I
grow,
love that.
So she is.
Yeah.
Acid Queen.
Yeah,
So great.
I'm always trying to become the better version of the singer and performer that I was. And especially, I was really looking forward to this tour that is postponed because I had so many new ideas. And I learned so much from last year, and I can't just wait to show this to people and to show people that I have changed and that my character has grown during these years, and that I'm just not sticking to what I already did, like trying new stuff.
So do you think, did you take advantage of this coronavirus to gain inspiration and add more of that to your character?
Yeah, the past couple of weeks I have. I was a little bit like traumatized by the whole corona thing, and I was really sad and unmotivated for a long time. And I had some personal stuff going on, but I find so much new energy these days. I feel like fighting. I want to fight back to society and everything that's happening in politics. Like they want to fucking kill rock and roll, and I'm like not having it.
No way.
I'm gonna come back stronger and more badass than ever. So
oh, that's what I love about you.
Love that.
I'm awake.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm taking this opportunity to come back and be so ready whenever the world is starting to turn again.
Fuck yeah.
Oh man.
Definitely.
Oh yeah. People are gonna not be ready for Lords of Acid this time around.
And Marieke, the Acid Queen.
Can't wait.
I love that. So, a lot of people listening this evening are gonna know. A lot of people are very excited to hear about you and listen to Lords of Acid. But just to make sure, just to cover our grounds, where can people go? Where's the best place for people to go to listen to Lords of Acid? Maybe some new people out there. And where can people get your merchandise?
Lords of Acid has its own site. All the information is also, you can find it on the Lords of Acid page on Facebook. Also have a Lords of Acid Instagram. And it's, I don't know, the communication is big. Like you can also follow me on Instagram, Little Bloody Mary. I will always get back to your messages. I communicate with all my fans.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so if you want to buy merch and support Lords of Acid, you can go to, I think it's lordsofacid.com, I'm not sure, but we have our own website. There's also a Lords of Acid backstage page on Facebook. It's like a more intimate group with more earlier access to some information and stuff. So I would highly recommend to become part of this Lords of Acid backstage group for updates. So basically that's it. And YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, you can find us basically anywhere. So
that's so awesome, and you really can. I'm still blown away that people over there don't know you as much, but everyone in America knows. Like that's just so crazy.
I mean, Praga Khan, the boss, it's his project. He's huge here in Belgium and Europe, but for some reason, Lords of Acid was just a huge thing in America, and for some reason, way less here. I don't know. I think Praga even told me he doesn't understand why that is. I think because Americans are way more crazy and way more open to the craziness of Lords of Acid, and it speaks more to them than to small-minded Belgian people. Not bashing on Belgians. I mean, there are a lot of good guys, but like I said, the scene died here a long time ago, and it's not a thing anymore. Unfortunately.
Crazy.
So I just have to come over to America. Bam.
Yeah,
I love that. What is one of your favorite Lords of Acid albums? Before, what was? Do you have one?
I love Lost. I love the whole new beats. I love how new and how refreshing it is, and that's probably my favorite album. Yeah,
I think
to choose one.
Man, that's funny that you mentioned that, because I remember, I think I looked up, I first learned about Lords of Acid when I was 15, and looking on one of those old music searching websites like iMesh or whatever it was, and I remember I just searched techno, and then Rough Sex came up, and I fell in love, and then the rest is history, and then I've been a huge fan forever.
I also love Voodoo You, and I love the artwork of Voodoo You. Voodoo You is also a great fucking record. Every song on there is a banger. So,
and Farstucker.
Yeah. Also, I
remember
love
that
that.
one.
It's way more heavy, that one.
Yeah.
It depends on what your mood is, actually.
Totally.
I think every album carries a different vibe, and it's very unique. So, yeah, Farsucker is also fucking awesome.
Absolutely.
If you're, like, more into, like, industrial, heavier stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, which I like a lot. And you guys always still bring like that rock and roll sex appeal too, you know. So that's important, I feel.
Oh man, I mean, I fell in love with "Screwed by You" after watching Marieke do that again.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, blown away.
Yes. That's one of my favorites.
Oh, man.
To sing and perform.
Yeah.
It's so much fun, and I get to use my voice in like
Yes.
a more brutal, heavy way.
Oh, it's so good.
It's sexy, but it's also like aggressive. I
Yes.
I bet that's really like surreal that you're performing all those songs that you listened to beforehand, and now you're performing them. How many of the albums do you get to perform? Pretty much all of them, or is there a cutoff point?
I think it's safe to say that last tour we did like a best of, like there was something there from almost from every album.
Nice.
And I know the previous tours were like the tour before was, I think, basically all the Voodoo You record. So yeah, from my experience, there's in the set list something there from every record. It's just like now the greatest hits, and of course, like we performed 3 or 4 Pretty in Kink songs on the last tour because that's new, that was important. But mostly now it's just like also the greatest hits of Lords of Acid, which I think is the most interesting to do, just to have something from every era and every album and something there for everybody. Like, yeah.
That's so great. Well, I've been a fan. Lindsey's a fan. A lot of fans out there listening.
Yes.
Marieke, thank
Hi,
you.
guys.
Yeah, no, thank you so very much for being on Deadman Radio and taking the time to do this with us. You've been absolutely great. You're so sweet, very talented. So thank you very, 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 very much.
It was my pleasure. Loved it. Thank you for having me, and thank you to all the fans and people listening for taking your time, love, and support. And thank you for having me. I'm so honored. Yeah, thank you.
Heck yeah. And then would you be okay with saying your name? You know, like I'm Marieke from Lords of Acid, and you're listening to Deadman Radio?
Can you
Oh, it's okay.
repeat it?
It's just Deadman Radio.
Yeah, okay. I'm Marieke from Lords of Acid, and you're listening to Deadman Radio.
Woo!
Perfect. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna.
There you go.
Thank you. We're gonna play some real quick. What are some tunes from Pretty in Kink that you suggest that we should play?
I would highly recommend Break Me.
Okay.
What the fuck? Or Flow Juice.
Yeah.
All right, we will play that
Yes.
right now on Deadman Radio. Thank you so much, Marieke.